What's going on, everybody? It's been a while, so I figured I would jump up on here real quick, give you an update. Uh, so, um, my carry case is still at the appellate division. I haven't heard anything. I talked to the case manager, and a hearing should be taking place relatively shortly, with possibly getting an answer by the end of August. Maybe even early September, which sucks because that will be like me waiting like a year and a half to find out. But while that was going on, our lovely POS of a governor decided to make New Jersey even worse. He signed into law 6 anti-gun bills. It's going to get dark for a second here. Sorry about that, guys. Nice little walk outside. And one of those bills is a magazine ban. Now in New Jersey, we couldn't have any magazine over 15 rounds anyway. But this new ban, it now makes anything, any magazine, drum, container, clip, whatever you want to call it, if it holds more than 10 rounds, it's illegal. I guess the only positive side out of that is he gave us 180 days to basically get rid of it, with a couple of options. And one is turn them into the police. Sorry, I'm walking the path and it's dark. So just listen. So one is turn them into the police, no compensation. I think you can destroy them, no compensation. You can permanently affix the magazine so it cannot take more than 10 rounds, which is basically voiding any kind of warranty you might have on your magazine. Basically destroying it, if you ask me. Or you can get it out of state, and maybe give it to a family member, or sell it to an FFL out of state before the 180 days are up. Well, there's been 2 lawsuits filed. The first lawsuit is to stop it completely. But in the meantime, while that goes through the courts, they filed an injunction, or attempted to file an injunction to stop the enforcement of the ban, at least until the case is heard. So that hearing for that injunction just happened. Apparently there was so much information that the judge wanted to actually get expert witnesses in on both sides, like a trial, and have them be questioned and in front of the judge, and hear their testimony on why or why not this band is good. And that's going to happen sometime in August. All the meanwhile, though, those 180 days are going to run out. I don't know exactly what date it's going to run out, but it will. Everything takes so long in the courts that by the time anybody actually knows anything, it might be too late anyway. But my 15-round magazines, I don't know where they went. I think they grew legs and, committed suicide, jumped off a boat or something. I'm not sure exactly where they are. I know they're not in my safe anymore. And maybe when, things change, if they win the lawsuits, maybe they'll come home. But for right now, I'm trying to comply, wink. Because I got too much stuff riding, especially with my case pending. I don't need anything that might hurt that. What else? He also signed laws in place like banning ammo that's already banned in the state of New Jersey. Your guess is good as mine why he would do that, but whatever. I mean, we couldn't get it anyway, so what's the hell? Well, that law doesn't even bother me, other than the fact that it wasted taxpayers' money for the debate and going through the whole process of making it a law. It was a waste of time. The other one was like the red flag law, your neighbor, your son's teacher, a doctor, your dentist, whatever, could raise concern that you might have issues, and they can come take your guns without due process. Now, there is some due process stuff built into that law, but you're still basically guilty until proven innocent, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. So I forget what the other laws. One of the other laws is basically something that they put in place to revert the changes that our previous governor made on the justifiable need shit. So basically what they was he added the words serious threat and reasonable. He added those 2 words, or 3 words, serious threat and reasonable, to the administrative code that should have opened the door for more people to qualify under justifiable need. In reality, it didn't. I'm a perfect example because I used that new law, or the change in administrative code that our last governor tried to implement, and I was still denied. I also was denied even though I actually have a justifiable need. According to the own statute, states that if one can present what's the word I'm looking for? An order of protection, that person shall be deemed to have shown justifiable need, which I did, and I was still denied. So, New Jersey laws are just a bunch of bullshit anyway. No matter how they like to try to slice it up and say it's for public safety, it's bullshit. The interest balancing approach, saying that we have to balance public safety over your right to carry. How about my safety and my kids' safety and my wife's safety, my neighbor's safety, my elderly neighbor's safety who looks to me for protection? She even told the cops that she knows and she's happy that someone like me could come to her aid if need be. So, New Jersey's really, really jacked up. We can't have half the shit that 44 states in this country have. It just burns me, man, to see this shit. I know people have been dealing with this issues in New Jersey longer than I have. But by the time I was even old enough to even apply, I was in the military. I wasn't even in this state. And, by the time I got back, I did everything that I have to be able to have a shotgun at home. But my wife's pretty small, and it really wasn't something that was adequate for her in case I wasn't home. So, and eventually we had something happen, which therefore got me my justifiable need or my reason or my good cause, whatever you want to call it. Did my research, at least on a smaller level. I know some people have done a lot more than I have, but I know the basics. Actually, I know a little bit more than just the basics. And if I don't know, I look it up. And what you come to find out is New Jersey fucking sucks. So much so that if I woke up tomorrow with the lottery ticket, a winning lottery ticket, I'm out. I won't even second guess it. I'm gone. And but I love New Jersey. I love New Jersey as a place to live. But when it comes to people in charge, people who dictate other people's lives, especially the governor right now. Let me just put this out there. Governor Phil Murphy now wants to tax tap water. That's how bad it's getting in New Jersey. He wants to tax tap water. You heard that right. The water that comes out of your spigot, he wants to tax it. Here's the problem with that. It's already taxed twice in New Jersey. Once on the bill that we get, and whoever you get your water from, they also pay a tax. So now he wants us, now granted, it doesn't sound like a lot, 10 cents for 10,000 gallons, so whatever that comes out to be. So he wants to tax 10 cents for every 10,000 gallons used. So he did that. He just, 2 days ago, banned cigarettes, cigars, vaping, tobacco in general on our beaches. Now, as a non-smoker, someone who doesn't want my kids around smokers, I don't necessarily think that's a bad idea. But it's a public beach, right? If the person's doing it and he's not being a nuisance and he's not leaving the cigarette butts all over the place and he's cleaning up, and what can I say? The beach is large. If I have a problem with it, I can move. I'm just playing devil's advocate. But he's doing that, and soon we won't have free beaches anymore. The rate that it's going, all beaches will be will be taxed, basically. You want to use the beach, pay a $5 fee. Doesn't sound much, but when you have millions of people visiting the state to go to Atlantic City, to go to Wildwood or other beaches, that shit adds up. It's just really sad. It's a sad state of affairs here in New Jersey where everything is being taxed. I will tell you this, though, before I go. Our Senate President, Steve Sweeney, who used to be kind of, a little bit on the Second Amendment side, just a little, and then he went completely left for a while. He actually came back and he actually saved us from something. So during the budget issue that the state was going through, Phil Murphy and his bright idea, because he's such an anti-Constitution, anti-gun person, he thought it was a great idea to raise the costs of certain fees when it comes to firearms. So you have to have an FID card in New Jersey to buy a long gun, which right now costs $5. And my town didn't even charge me anything for it. I got it for free. But technically the state says it's supposed to be $5. Also, purchase permits. Purchase permits are $2 each. I get my purchase permits for free. My town is all right with that. But technically the statute says they're $2. And for a carry permit, which no one gets, obviously, it's $50. It's technically it's $20 for the permit, and you have to pay $50 for the appeal, you know, when you have to go to court. But if you lose your appeal, you get your $50 back. However, that doesn't take into account all the money that you have to spend just to basically qualify for your permit. All that said, he wanted to change all those prices. Now, to my knowledge, those prices have been the same since like 1986 or even further back than that. So he wanted, now don't quote me on the price because I'm so fed up with the situation. I actually don't know the total actual ending numbers, but it was ridiculous. It was like, some of them were like 400% increase, some of them were 1,000% increase. But he wanted to be a FID card was going to be like $100, right? Purchase permits were going to be like $140 or something like that, and a carry permit, $400. $400 for a carry permit that's only good for 2 years, that you can't or you won't get unless you have a lawyer and other things that would help you along that process. So who in their right mind, this is exactly what he thought, this is exactly what he was doing, who in their right mind would pay $400 for something that you know you're not going to get? That's not in counting the money that you have to pay for the live fire testing for every weapon that you want to carry. Doesn't account for your background check, your fingerprints, even though you get your fingerprints already electronically done in New Jersey, and say you just had them done in order to get your purchase permit, you have to do it again anyway. Sorry that it's dark. I apologize. I'm almost done, so hear me out. You needed to have them redone, which here the thing is, they're done electronically in New Jersey, right? They have them from your initial FID card. They have them again when you got your purchase permit. And now they want them again, like your fingerprints changed. Like, that's stupid. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, yeah, $400 for a permit that you're not going to get. So, what the Senate President Steve Sweeney did during the budget negotiations actually killed that whole thing. He actually stuck up for people, gun owners, which actually includes himself. He just doesn't want no one to carry but him. Helped us out on that one, or there'll be millions of people in New Jersey that can't even afford to get their FID card, let alone a purchase permit, let alone the gun itself. And sure as hell, definitely, they wouldn't get a carry permit, even if they had a reason to get the carry permit. So, well, that's it for right now. And if I hear any other news regarding my case or something else, I will I'll shoot a video, I'll post it, and keep you guys informed. If you really want to, you can help out our case. It's ours, Mark and me. We have a GoFundMe page. If you go to GoFundMe and you search Restore Carry NJ, that should bring you to our page. Hey, anything can help. $2, $5, or even share, it to like-minded people who want this anti-gun state to change. So until next time, peace.